Well, hello, friends. Jeremy Knight here with our weekly check-in about all things happening in and through us. Excuse me, I just kicked the tripod here. In and through us at St. Paul's United Methodist Church. I hope you are doing well on this beautiful, beautiful week. Do things a little bit differently. I want to talk a little bit about worship, about where we're headed, and then I want to highlight some really important things that are going on that I want you to be aware of or be reminded of. First, let's talk a little bit about worship. We find ourselves in the third week of Lent. We are tackling Lent a little bit differently this season. We are inviting the Scriptures to inform us in ways that they invite us to think very succinctly and very intentionally about actions, about movements, about these outflows of our life that God calls us to be a part of. And we want to look at that in this season and look a little bit closer. And we've talked about some of those already. And this week I'm really excited about the challenge that we are given in our scripture this week. It is a passage that is read and referred to, at least in lots of different arenas. One that many of you are aware of. It's the episode where Jesus and his disciples walk into the temple courts there in Jerusalem, kind of the center place for their faith tradition. And he is enraged at what he sees. Says that he makes a whip and he drives out the money changers, and he speaks prophetically. He speaks forcefully, using words of the prophets to remind them that there is this unrighteous reality to what's going on. And he deconstructs, he takes apart, he drives out what's happening in the temple that, in his eyes, and I think ours as well, would be unfaithful to the grace and to the God that they knew then and that we know now. And so we're going to ask the question of what does it mean to construct, what does it mean to get our hands dirty to build structures and systems and habits and to build lives that honor God while looking at an instance where where Jesus is deconstructing something, where Jesus is addressing the things that do not work. So sometimes to know what we're building, we have to know what we need to take apart. What are the things that we need to deconstruct, that we need to leave behind, that have crept in and maybe do not meet the standard that live up to what we desire for ourselves and for our neighbors, and surely not what Jesus would want for us. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what does it mean to construct systems and structures and lives and outflows of our hearts and our purposes in such a way that seek to live in the flow and in the goodness of what God is doing in the world. And so I'm excited about that. I hope you would come and be challenged by our scriptures this week. A couple things that we want you to know about happening here in the life of our church. This weekend, Jennifer Jackson and myself will be chaperones for our confirmands as they go to the confirmation retreat at the Warren Willis Camp and Retreat Center. Our three confirmands are Waylon Myers, Ellie Jackson, and Elise Knight. They have been going through a confirmation experience along with other students from local United Methodist churches here in Ocala for the last many months. We're winding down that process with this retreat this week, and we have one last class in April, and then confirmation Sunday will be here before you know it. But please pray for those students, specifically, yes, our three students, as they will be coming to a time of searching their own heart and deciding if they want to be confirmed, if they want to stand firm in their faith and claim it for themselves, to have their baptisms reaffirmed for those that have received baptisms or receive the gift of the sacrament of baptism if they have not. Really meaningful conversations, and so we trust that these students are at a place in their journey where they can discern that, and we are so glad to be a church that walks with them through that. So please pray for them. I do want to also remind you that Vacation Bible School plans are underway. There is an important meeting this Sunday right after worship for those that have told us, hey, I want to be involved, I want to volunteer. That meeting is just after worship. this Sunday, and there'll be some snacks there for us all to enjoy. If you have not alerted Melinda that you want to serve, but you plan on doing so, now's the time to do that. And also come to the meeting. Please be there. Melinda is not hard to find. All of her information is, of course, in our church directory. You can call the church office and we can get you her email if you want to reach out to her, or if you just want to grab her on Sunday and have a quick conversation with her. She would love for you to let her know that you want to volunteer with Vacation Bible School. So important things there. I hope that you are going to be a part of that wonderful, wonderful week. Opportunities during Lent. We find ourselves, of course, in the third week of Lent. Opportunities are happening for adult discipleship, of course, on Sunday mornings, 8:30 a.m., as well as Wednesday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Bible study. We're doing a Bible study called Why Did Jesus Have to Die?, where we're searching the scriptures and understanding in a more robust way the ways that we look at the death of Jesus and how it informs our faith and how it's connected to particular perspectives in scripture. And so we're really having some really great in-depth conversations. I pray that you would consider coming and being a part of that if you have not yet. You do not have to have been to the first two sessions if you want to hop in. We would love to have you at either one of those times. Our everyday offerings for the month of March, those items that we collect, those ways that we think about our neighbors. This particular month, we are collecting shampoo, body wash, laundry detergent, and socks. Socks for men, because everything we're gathering this month is going to go to the men's division of Open Arms Village, which really meets some incredible needs of men in our community that are making the transition from really dire circumstances, whether that be experiencing homelessness or whether that be incarceration, and needing a safe place to kind of collect themselves and to grow and to get their life back in order. And so Open Arms Village does an incredible job of that. And so any way we can help support them, we want to do that. So thank you. And there's other things going on, of course. There's opportunities to be in small groups, and there's opportunities to be in other groups. There's women's groups and men's groups. Please check out your weekly newsletter about those opportunities. We would love for you to connect and be a part of our family of faith in a deeper way in this season than perhaps in the seasons past. All right? Grace and peace to you all. Can't wait to be with you Sunday morning. I may be a little sleepy after a long weekend with some teenagers, but I'll be delighted nonetheless to continue walking this journey in Lent with you all. All right? Have a good weekend. See you very soon.